How are we all doing? Welcome back. We got another night of Champions League footy watch along. I should have been live earlier for Qarabağ and Chelsea. I'm gutted now. I'm absolutely gutted I missed that one. I got dragged off on some escapade buying fireworks. My little girl's happy, but I had to cancel a stream. It was a nightmare. But anyway, I missed the Qarabağ game, but it looks like Chelsea haven't had a great night, have they? I mean, Chelsea haven't had a great month. I know they beat Spurs the other day, but they got beat against Sunderland at home. Obviously, they draw tonight against Qarabağ, and from what I've heard, they've been quite fortunate, to be honest. And Barry Bannan's just put Sheffield Wednesday in front against Norwich, an absolute screamer. 4 minutes in. That's a shock result, isn't it, if Sheffield Wednesday win that one? How are we all doing anyway? Good to see you all. Let me catch up. I can see the chat coming in already on YouTube as well. J9T, how's it going? Newcastle tonight against Bilbao. What do we think? I fancy Bilbao to get something tonight. I fancy Bilbao to maybe pinch a point. Oh, come on. Wake up, Key. Sort yourself out. We've got the halftime quiz today. We've got all that good stuff. Sam Elvis says you draw to a primary school, Chelsea. And Liam, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. How's everyone's bonfire night going so far? Knick-knack, new hoodie. Not quite a new hoodie. No, not quite a new hoodie. John Marsden, play up Sky Blues. Hey, listen, play up Sky Blues. You say Coventry haven't had a great time recently, have they? Although they played well before. They played well last night against Sheffield United in the end. They went behind, didn't they? Yeah, no, it's not a new hoodie, but I thought I'd try the hoodie tonight. Portsmouth v Wrexham at Fratton Park. Fancy Wrexham there. We'll see. Chimey, how's it going? Knick-knack. Ben. Jesus, the goal Barry Bannan just scored. Wow. Right, come on. Right, we're on TNT, aren't we, tonight? Is it TNT for Newcastle? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it usually is with Champions League footy. I don't even know why I'm asking that question. Just checking just in case it's on Amazon Prime and I've been thrown a curveball like we were last night. Oh no, that's Man City. Man City Dortmund. No, we want Newcastle. Liam says Villarreal losing, big shock. Yeah, Villarreal losing away to Paphos. Preston 1-0 up against Swansea. Preston go in front against Swansea at Deepdale. Big result for them, potentially. J9 says, look at the squads. Yeah, let's look at the team. Let's go through the teams tonight for Newcastle and for Bilbao. So, they are as follows. Newcastle United have gone for Pope in goal, Trippier, Thiaw, Botman and Byrne at the back. Lots of Newcastle fans not so happy about Dan Byrne being included at the back. Lewis Hall is back. He's on the bench. Bit of a surprise that, really, isn't it? That Dan Byrne continues to get picked. He's obviously a favourite of Eddie Howe's, and is that a problem? Is that something that Newcastle fans don't like it, do they? They do not like the fact that Dan Byrne continuously gets picked. Doesn't matter how many poor games he puts in and whatever. Midfield, they've gone with the tried and tested Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali, Joe Linton, and then a front three of Barnes, Voltemada and Gordon. Very, very interesting that Anthony Elanga has come in and within a couple of months, he's been dropped. He gets dropped very, very quickly. I'm surprised by that as well. For Bilbao have got an entirely Spanish lineup. In fact, they've got an entirely Spanish squad apart from the Mexican reserve goalkeeper, Alex Padilla, who is on the bench. And he actually did come through the Athletic Bilbao Academy, funnily enough, albeit Mexican. But for Bilbao, it's Unai Simon in goal, Boiro, Paredes and Vivian at the back with Areso on the right, Vesga, Rego and Yaregazar in midfield, Navarro, Gomez, and Berenguer. Berenguer probably the danger man tonight for Bilbao going forward. Unai Gomez hasn't had a particularly strong start to his Athletic Bilbao career. 1 goal in 37 games. Actually, 3 goals in 62. 3 goals in 62 games for Bilbao's centre forward tonight. And Robert Navarro on the left, equally profligate, I would say. Robert Navarro not really a danger for Bilbao. You're probably looking at Yaregazar and Berenguer. Berenguer, 30 years of age now, maybe getting on a little bit. But he's generally good for 10 to 15 goal contributions a season. He's been pretty solid with Bilbao over the time that he's been there. So, yeah, I would have expected Newcastle to be comfortable winners tonight, but just something tells me I think Bilbao can get something. I don't know what yet. Maybe it's me just being... Maybe it's hopium. I don't know. John Marsden, we did okay. Could have done better, mate. And strong Newcastle team. Ben, I've gone Wrexham, Preston, Marseille and City to win for £703. Wrexham at Portsmouth's a good shout. Callum, what a dead game. And Eddie doesn't talk about with the rotation shit too much. This will be a 1-0 Newcastle shitter, says Callum. And knick-knack, Newcastle at home are usually decent. Well, yeah, no Nico Williams tonight. I think they've gone with the... Are they wearing their mint green away kit, Bilbao, here? Not so keen on that. I thought we'd be seeing them in maybe the red strip, but... No, it doesn't look like it. Farnborough 0, Torquay 2. I've got Torquay to win away at Farnborough in the National League South. Razine, predictions for this one... Before kick-off, before the squads came out, I thought Bilbao might be good for the point. Newcastle aren't in a particularly strong place. I really like the way that Bilbao set up. I think they are a very, very decent side, albeit not in a great run at the moment. And now I've seen the teams, I think it might be 2 or 3-0 to Newcastle. I think they're going to run away with it. Unai Simon, Danny Vivian, Yaregazar, Berenguer. They've got some good players, Bilbao, but aside from that, yeah, not so great. Not great. Nick Nat Trippier looks so tiny, stood next to the other Newcastle defenders. Yeah, they've done him dirty there on that lineup, haven't they? FC35, gonna thrash these. NUFC Sam, how's it going? Referee is Ivan Kruzliak from Slovakia. Alongside him is Branislav Hansko and Jan Pozo. Slovak referees tonight. Any Slovaks in the side for Newcastle? Dubravka's not there anymore. Maybe he'll be favouring Newcastle because of Dubravka. And UFC Sam says 3-1. It's going to be Voltemada, Bruno and Tonali. Hey, just goals. Give us goals. Keep it lively tonight. Let's have goals. Plenty of goals tonight we want. BCFC Benji, Championship has produced 2 screamers already tonight. I've not. Who's the other one for the Championship? I've not seen the other Championships. What's the other Championship goal? Oh, don't say that. What have I missed? Preston 1-0, Wednesday 1-0. Oh, right, okay. Come on, Wednesday! Knick-knack, only 11th in La Liga so far, Bilbao. Yeah, it's not been a great start to the season for them. They've looked a little bit leggy at times this season. I mean, they are still... I mean, they're 8 points. They're 8 points off the top. They're actually closer to the bottom 3 than they are the top. So yeah, not great. Not particularly great. Right, we're off. We're off and underway here at the St. James's. The St James's Park. Key, what are you talking about? St James's Park. Right. 14 seconds in. Right. There you go. Right, we're synced up. Right, and we need to change the colour scheme because they're in a lovely mint colour, aren't they? They've got a lovely mint colour going on. So there you go. We'll put Bilbao in mint. But yeah, Chelsea. What about Chelsea? Give me your thoughts on Chelsea. Chelsea dropping points against Karabag. Wasn't a strong performance. Lavia started the game. He got subbed off within about 10 minutes, was it? 10 minutes or something like that. Got subbed off with an injury. Caicedo had to come on. So you can't even say like it was a bad Chelsea side. There was still, you know, Reece James, Sanchez was in there, Cucurella was in there, Caicedo was in there from the 5th minute or whatever. João Pedro was in there. It was a very, very strong Chelsea side, and they still really struggled. Really struggled. So not great. Jay says prediction for Arsenal v Bayern. Bayern to win 5-0. Nick Knack says Karabag isn't an easy place to go. It's not. No, it's a good long flight, isn't it? Long flights, treacherous roads, but very hospitable people, I'm led to believe, the Azerbaijanis. Champions League winner this year. I think you saw him last night. Liverpool Football Club, mate. Theo JT, up the toffees. Up the toffees. Someone needs to. Nick Knack says, need to turn the volume down. This Geordie crowd is making a right racket. It's because they know they're not winning the champ, or they're not getting in the Champions League. Probably not getting in Europe next year. So, you know, they have to just enjoy these nights. It's probably going to be a bit like Aston Villa. They're not going to get them again. Bilbao coming forward. Hit it! Oh, bit heavy. Final ball, just a little bit too heavy there for Bilbao. Really unlucky, that. Nick Knack, any away point in the Champions League is a good point generally. Oh, ever the contrarian, Nick Knack. Listen, if you draw away at Karabag, it's not a good point. Home or away. And to be fair, it's not even in Karabag, isn't it? They had to play it at somewhere else. Diddy, can you show the match? Yes, mate, I absolutely can. Jay, if Arsenal beat Bayern, delete your TikTok account. Is that a deal? Yeah, I'll delete it. Of course I will. York City 2, Gateshead 0. Joe's not having a good night. Joe is not having a good night at all if Gateshead are getting smashed. They're his second team. Did he show it then? Yeah, mate, if you just click follow up at the top and you smash 1,000 likes on there, I'll flip the camera around for you. There's a good lad. Oh, unlucky. Good effort. Good effort. Better. He looks a bit like Pablo Aimar, him, doesn't he, for Bilbao? Liverpool ain't winning anything this season. Hey, we might not do. That's fine. We might not do. Transitional season for us. Hey, we'll entertain more than Arsenal, put it that way. Nick Knack, are you supporting Athletic Club tonight then? Yeah, I'd quite like Athletic Club to get the win. Cheers for the likes. Thank you very much, gents. Jay, most of the fans are going to give it a pass because you won the league last season. Oh, and Judge, are you able to show the match, Mara? Yes, mate, I can. Yeah, they've given rights, they've given viewing rights this season to TNT, Amazon Prime, Sky Sports. I think I've got a couple, and they've given them to me as well. So yeah, I can show the match. Just give me a follow, tap the screen 100 times, and then I'll flip the camera around for you there, mate. Jack Murray, Tsunami. Do you think you're going to win tonight? Do you think you're going to win tonight? John Steve, how did you find the Liverpool game, Key? Couldn't tune in, was driving back from Leicester. Oh, we smashed him, John. We absolutely battered him. We were all over him. 4-0 wouldn't have flattered Liverpool. It really wouldn't have flattered Liverpool. It was unbelievable. Let's do a combined 11, Arsenal v Liverpool right now. Go on. What's the point in that? What is the point in an Arsenal combined Liverpool 11, whatever? What's the point? Go on. Owen, I've tapped 100 times, La, and I'm following you, pal. Oh, did you? You didn't count it out. Oh, I don't count, mate. You got to do it again. Unlucky. Yeah, Club Brugge 1-0 up against Barcelona. What's going on there? Newcastle, defending a corner better, much, much better. John Luke Ayling made my drive home a little bit sweeter. And Alfie, because what they want you to do is say Arsenal to every player. Probably. Alfie, I know that, mate. I was going to say, that you and I know that, don't we? You and I know what they're after. They're after someone to say, Arsenal are absolutely unbelievable. But actually, let's be straight. They're boring. It's boring Arsenal. And we don't need to labour that point. Jay, how many Arsenal players would go in the Liverpool team right now? Right now, Barcelona have equalised. Bloody hell, that was quick. Club Brugge 1, Barcelona 1. How many Arsenal players get in the Liverpool team right now? Timber. I think Timber gets in. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That is it. Timber. There's only Timber for me. Owen, first, bro. I see what you're doing. Owen, you're a clever lad, mate. You're a clever lad. Use your brain. TNT Sports, Amazon Prime, Sky Sports. Do you think they're giving it some chubby lad on TikTok? Probably not. Oh, it's 1-0 now. It's offside. It's offside. It's offside. Liam says Rice for Macca this year. I mean, that would be the only thing, maybe. That would be the only potential one, would be Declan Rice for Alexis McAllister. But honestly, the way Alexis McAllister played last year, no, you wouldn't take him. I wouldn't swap him. I mean, he's been crap this season, but his last 2 games, he's been back to it. So I'm hoping it's just an injury. Swifty says Rice, Saliba and Saka get in. Saka doesn't get in over Salah, mate. He just doesn't. Saka does not get in over Mo Salah. Under no circumstances. Bilbao. Whew. Timbo, I'm going to be taking a hiatus from the internet for a bit. After drawing with Karabag. And you very nearly did lose, actually, didn't you? Nick Knack says it's close, this, but just off. Yeah, it was the right decision in the end, wasn't it? Swifty, I'd play Saka and Salah. How are you playing Saka and Salah? Come on, you can't be shoehorning players into that position. Nick Knack, if you ask Arsenal fans which Liverpool players would get in the Arsenal team, they probably wouldn't take any of them. Agreed. I absolutely wholeheartedly agree that the Arsenal fans would argue they don't have anyone in. Liverpool, I don't think I would take any Timber is the only one. And honestly, even if Conor Bradley's playing like that, I mean, Conor Bradley's a very, very young player. If Conor Bradley can play like that against Real Madrid, I don't even want Timber. So I'm not that bothered. I'm quite happy with what we've got. I think we're a better side than Arsenal. Will says, Key, I'm going to watch the City Dortmund game. Nice. Ball whipped in. Burn. Oh, what a header. Big Dan Burn. We talked about him before the game. Newcastle fans have been up in arms that this guy keeps getting picked. Eddie Howe. He's got his favourites. He's got his favourites, Eddie. Well, I tell you what a header that is. What a header that is. That is unstoppable from Dan Burn. Floated over to the far post. Bang. It's about 20 yards out, that. It's just inside the box, but it's right down the bottom end of the box. It's a very, very good header. It's almost curling as well. Is it onside, though? Oh, it's comfortably on. That's a set-piece routine. That's straight out of the Arsenal playbook. Set-piece, ole, ole. In off the post, Dan Burn. What a goal. Great goal. Newcastle 1 in front. Easy peasy. Swifty, I think Rice is better than any Liverpool midfielder, only Grav gets close. Yeah, to each their own, mate. It's all subjective, I guess, in that sense. But I certainly wouldn't swap Gravenberch or McAllister or Szoboszlai. Definitely not Szoboszlai this season. But I wouldn't swap any of them for Declan Rice or Zubimendi. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. Frankie Paxman, how's it going? And Jay says Raya, Gabriel, Saliba, Kala, Eze, Rice, Timber, Gyökeres. David Raya gets in over Alisson Becker. You lost. I'm not even discussing the rest of the comments. I'm not even going to discuss the rest of the comments. But if you think David Raya gets in over Alisson Becker, you are out of your mind. What are they smoking down there at the Emirates? I'm going to repeat that famous tweet from back in the day. Will Forever says, would you go for the same team as last night for City on Sunday for Liverpool? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think we go with a box midfield again. Be yourself, Dylan. Out on fireworks night. It's scary, though. And John Steve, I think every single house surrounding me is letting off fireworks. Yeah, mine too. And to be honest, it's the dogs I feel sorry for. The dogs are absolutely, petrified. They're absolutely petrified. Jay says, I'm talking about current form. Alisson has been injured. Current form? Yeah, but on current form, Jadon Anthony's better than Bukayo Saka, isn't he? If we're going on current form, on current form, would you take Jadon Anthony over Bukayo Saka? Of course you would. Burnley's Jadon Anthony over Bukayo Saka. On current form, as you say. Swifty says, Ekatike and Isak are better than Gyökeres for me. Eze better than Wirtz for now. Questionable. Very, very questionable. Nick Nack says, must be the manager that's making these Arsenal players outperform Liverpool in the league then. I think it is. Yeah, no, I agree. I absolutely agree. I think it is. 100%. And Nick Nack, brilliant achievement to be 7 points ahead with inferior players in every position. Well, not necessarily inferior. Not necessarily inferior, but not like massively ahead. I think it's certainly debatable. No one's debating that Arsenal have got a bad side, but I think the manner in which they play, yes, that is absolutely why they are where they are. Dull, but highly efficient. Jay says Gyökeres has scored more goals than Isak and Ekatike. Alex Macklin, Eze better than Wirtz, really? Yeah, exactly. No one's thinking that. Jake, 1-0 to Newcastle. It is, mate, yeah. 15 minutes in. Mad Pup says, Atalanta have missed a penalty in the Marseille game, and York are now 3-0 up against Gateshead. Ooh. Daniel Marino is the best finisher in the Premier League. Nick Nat Key isn't into stats. I am into stats, but not like entirely. Stats have only got to form part of the picture. And plus, a lot of people are not saying it like this. This is going to sound mega patronising, but I don't mean it to sound patronising. But a lot of people don't interpret stats correctly. A lot of people look and just go, he's got more goals than him, therefore he's better. Which is nonsense. There's a lot more into stats. That's why teams have like full teams of data analysts and things like that. If it was just as easy as he's got more than him, you wouldn't even need him. Thank you very much for the likes, for the shares, for the comments. Appreciate it. Preston have got another one. Preston have got another goal. We love to see it. Preston flying. Here's Dan Burn. Club Brugge 2, Barcelona 1. Jesus Christ, that's been a fast start. 17 minutes in, Club Brugge 2, Barca 1. What is going on in Belgium? This is incredible stuff. Oh, Voltamada gives it away. Too easy. Too easy. Bilbao stood up and it's cleared away. Oh. Pup says, makes a Rangers fan happy to see this team cutting up Barca. I was going to say, yeah, for a second it makes it look like Rangers' result against Bruges wasn't that bad. Bilbao did very well there, cutting down the right-hand side. Big save from Pope. And John Steve, nice to see Hillsborough somewhere near full again. Yeah, good for Sheffield Wednesday that to get back. That wasn't even a stake, was it? I'm sure that bounced off the post. Bilbao, ball in. Oh, unlucky. Be yourself, Dylan. Hey, how's your day been? It's been okay, mate, thank you. How's yours been, more importantly? Yeah, it's been alright. I've not really done an awful lot today, short of driving round a lot. Jesus Christ, what a strike that was. I thought that bounced off a defender. Oh, so unlucky. Really unlucky that from Bilbao. Honestly, these fireworks need to leg it. Fireworks are absolutely... They're so annoying. Sutton 2, Eastleigh 0. Jake, Norwich are losing to a team with minus points. Hey, Sheffield Wednesday need to start picking up the points, don't they, if they're going to get back into the black. Be yourself the line. Nearly got hit. You nearly got hit as in... Or you nearly got hit as in, like, by a firework. In what sense did you nearly get hit? That's not a foul. That's not a foul on Botman. Penalty to Inter against Kairat Almaty, and be yourself on fireworks. Yeah, I'm guessing, was it kids? Was it kids just messing around with him? Long ball pumped forward. And it's going to be a foul to Bilbao. Kids setting him off on the path. Bloody kids. Bloody kids. There's something that I'm only 35 and I'm already shouting at kids for letting fireworks off. We used to do it, to be fair. Not firing them at people, but we used to go over like the dam with Roman candles and stuff like that. Is it Roman candles? Are they the ones where it's just like a long tube and you just go like that, and it's like almost like in Harry Potter, where it's just like psh, 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 and we used to just fire them across the lake and stuff like that. Stupid stuff. Stupid. I only do it a couple of times when you're like, I don't know, 13, 14 or whatever. Stupid when you're kids, aren't you? Oh, hey, oh, I tell you what, Dan Burn, he scored one. He very nearly gave one away there. John, are Southampton playing this game without a manager? I believe so, yeah. And Josh, thoughts on the Trent boos? It was always going to happen, Josh. Yeah, it was always going to happen. Trent Alexander-Arnold made his bed, and he's decided to swap legendary status at Liverpool for being the third choice right back at Real Madrid. So good luck to him. He's made his bed. I hope he enjoys it. He'll never be thought of the same again. He's swapped a lifetime of legendary status in his hometown for... He'll probably be sold by Real Madrid in about 18 months. I think he'll be at Manchester City in 18 months, personally. In my opinion, I just don't see Trent Alexander-Arnold lasting there. He's... to be third choice right back, and when you first go to a club as a really big signing, a really high profile signing like Trent Alexander-Arnold is, he's won everything there is to win. When you first arrive at Real Madrid, the most highly thought of you are likely to be is when you first arrive. Like, it's always going to dip a little bit in the first 6 months. So if you're not in the team within the first 3 months, doesn't bode well. And he hasn't been, has he? He hasn't been. He was in from the first maybe 5 or 6 games, made a few errors. They dropped him out and put Carvajal back in. Carvajal got injured, and now they're playing Valverde there instead of him, even though he's fit. It's mad. It's absolute madness. Phil Foden scored for City, and they must be paying him a fortune in wages, Trent. Yeah, they are. I don't know what wage he's on, actually. And Nick Knack says he was a free transfer, though, so no big fee to live up to. I bet his agents got paid a chunky amount, though. There's no real such thing anymore as free transfers, is there? Because it's nearly always imagine you're an agent. If you were an agent and you were representing a player and their contract was about to come to an end, and another club wanted to sign him, and you knew that on the free market they would have to pay £100 million for that player, which is probably maybe the value of what Trent Alexander-Arnold. At his peak, under contract for Liverpool, that's maybe what we would be talking about, right? £100 million for the Trent Alexander-Arnold, 25 years old, under contract at Liverpool, probably about 100 mil. If Real Madrid got him on a free, the first thing you'd be saying as his agent, you'd be saying, hang on a minute, we want an absolute bare minimum of 25 million as a signing on fee, because you're still getting him for a steal, aren't you? You're still getting him for an absolute steal. If you get Trent Alexander-Arnold for 25 million, it's a bargain. So you're happy, we're happy. But there's no way you're getting him for free. We want 25 million and massive wages. And Nick Knack says, makes you wonder if Flick even wanted him. Flick? Hansi Flick? Are we on about Rashford now? Jake, what did you think of the match last night? I thought it was perfect. It was a really, really good performance, yeah. All round, very, very strong performance. Here's Anthony Gordon for Newcastle. Into the box. Good play. Pulls it back. And good defending too. Solihull Moors 1, Truro 0. Truro struggling down at the foot of the National League there. Ball played over to the far side. Keep him out. Oh, nearly 2-0 for Newcastle. Who was that? Harvey Barnes at the near post. And Swifty, the Haaland deal was so much more than the release clause that City paid. You know it was, don't you? Again, that's one of the things that City just haven't disclosed is exactly how much Haaland was paid, and that's kind of what the 115 charges all lead to. Nick Knack, oops, wrong team, Alonso I meant. I was thinking, I mean, to be fair, the same does apply to Flick and Rashford, doesn't it? Hansi Flick and Rashford could also be, could also say the same. Swifty, I remember seeing some figures, they were obscene. Oh yeah. Very, very juicy figures. MT, my boy says he's pocketing Yamal easy. I really like him. Says he's a very good defender for Bruges, isn't he? Ooh. Jake, I swear these fireworks are annoying. Sadly so. One of the things we have to put up with. It's not even just once a year either, is it? It's going to be the same at Christmas and New Year. Voltamada. Thought he got a foul then. Right. Who do you reckon Liverpool get in the summer transfer window? Who do I reckon Liverpool get in the summer transfer window? I think we probably move McAllister on. I think we get Adam Wharton in there. I think that's the big change next summer is McAllister out, Adam Wharton in. Steve, my dog is so scared we had to put calming spray on him. Yeah. To be honest, there's City are 2-0 up now. There's Trazodone that a lot of dogs have to take around these fireworks to calm them down. Haaland has scored against his old team there. Right, give me a sec. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Let me just get my water. Right, I'm back. I've not missed anything, have I? I've not missed anything, haven't I? Oi, oi, oi. Isn't there a calming radio station for the dogs? Well, YouTube channel that plays this. My wife found it. It's this like playing. I don't know, it's like panpipes, I guess, but it's dead peaceful, and our dogs just like zone out to it. It's quite good. Swifty, Liverpool's major worry is how long Van Dijk and Salah can go on. Either could go to Saudi. Well, yeah, that's also true, but do we think that's likely? Do we think that Van Dijk and Salah have a desire to go to Saudi yet? I just don't think so. I feel like they are still very much in their pomp. It feels to me that Salah and Van Dijk recognise that Saudi is kind of where players go to retire. It's where you go when your career is finishing and you expect... Like, I've got 2 more years left. That's all I've got left in me. I'll go to Saudi. That's what... I can understand them doing that. There's absolutely no way they go to Saudi when they're still playing and competing and doing really, really well at the highest level. And I just don't see Salah and Van Dijk there yet. Van Dijk is still pulling out performances like that against Mbappe and Vinicius. He ain't going to Saudi next year. I mean, at some point it's going to have to happen. He will do it, and so will Salah, but I think we're at least another couple of years away from that yet. I think they'll go on until the mid-30s at least. They are irreplaceable in a way. They're absolutely irreplaceable. Whoever we get to replace Van Dijk and Salah, it will be a downgrade. It was the same with Trent, and that's why you have to kind of replace... You have to spread that quality across the whole squad then, don't you? And that was maybe the thinking, you know, instead of... We know that Salah's coming to an end, so what we'll do is we'll go and get the best number 10 in world football, the best young number 10 in world football in Wirtz. We'll go and get maybe the second best centre-forward in Europe in Alexander Isak. And that'll cater for the goals that we might lose if Salah ends up going. Callum says City are on fire. And Nick-Nack, the ball went flat. Haaland only 5 goals behind Shevchenko now. That is mad, isn't it? Behind Shevchenko. At some point, he's got to win the Ballon d'Or, hasn't he, Haaland? Nick-Nack, what dogs do you have? So I have 3, but not 2 of them aren't even mine, really. We got a sausage dog because my wife really wanted a Dachshund sausage dog. He's a little prick, but I love him to bits. And he cost an absolute fortune because they have problems with the back, sausage dogs, so we ended up having to pay he's only 6, 7, something like that. And a vet basically said to us last year, if you don't pay $8 grand to get his back fixed, he will have to put him down. So yeah, we had to pay about it. So if you've got a sausage dog, if you've got a Dachshund or you know anyone that does, tell them, for the love of God, do not let them jump up on couches. Don't let them jump up and off your bed or anything like that. They have to be, or go upstairs, up and downstairs is another big one. They have to have ramps everywhere. If you've got a sausage dog, what you're signing up to is lifting them and putting them down for the rest of their days and yours. You're just not going to be able to do that. So, and that's what he got it from, basically. Swifty, I like the long-haired ones. They're lovely dogs, and he's a proper lovely dog. But, yeah, he got, what's it called now? It's basically just an illness, a progressive disease type of thing in your spine where, two of the discs in his spine, because sausage dogs obviously have long spines, 2 of the discs in his spine kind of, fused. And it was dead painful for him, and we had to. It was horrible. It was horrible, but we had to pay. It was soft as shit. So we spent basically our life savings on this dog to keep him alive. So he's sound. That's my little sausage dog, and then we've got my sister-in-law's dog, which is kind of ours now because she's not a kid anymore. She's buggered off travelling around the world. So we've got a toy poodle, and then we've got my mum and dad's dog, which is also kind of mine. And he's a Schnorky, which is a cross between a Schnauzer and a Yorkshire Terrier. And he's lovely as well, but he is also terrified of fireworks, so he's really freaking out at the minute. So yeah, so I've got 3 dogs that I see pretty much every day. But they are very cute, yes. They're very, very nice dogs. And I love dogs. I'm a soppy bugger when it comes to dogs. Well, this hasn't been the game that I thought it would be. But I am maybe regretting the fact that we didn't watch Club Brugge against Barcelona at this point. Big Dunk, hey up, Big Dunk, how's it going? How do you fancy you lads against Fulham this weekend? Everton, Fulham, Saturday 3 o'clock. I'm doing that game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to do that game. Live watch along, Everton v Fulham, Saturday 3 o'clock. Shell, good evening everyone. Hope you're all okay. Good to see you, Shell. How's things? Big Dunk, gotta ask you, lad, was your head in a brick when you was younger? No, mate. Taylor, evening key. Hope you're doing good, mate. At the Farnborough game, we are shocking. Farnborough? Is Farnborough Torquay? Is it Torquay, Farnborough? Torquay are winning, aren't they? I'm sure they're 2-0 up in that one. Yeah, you'll have to win that one, Dunk. You'll have to win that one. Shell, we'll beat Fulham. The thing is, Everton have to beat Fulham, because after that, if you look at Everton's fixtures after that, they are horrific, for less of a better word. You've got, after Fulham at home, you've got Man United away. You've got Newcastle at home, that's not going to be easy. You've got Bournemouth away. You've got Forest at home. You've got Chelsea away. And you've got Arsenal. You've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fixtures that are incredibly difficult there. And then you go on to... And that takes you right up to the 27th of December. So, Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, Forest, Bournemouth away, United. These are all very difficult games. So, I just think you're really going to struggle. You're really going to struggle if you don't beat Fulham this weekend. Dominic Nash, do you think Man City will win a trophy this season? Possibly, yes. Yeah, every chance that they do. There's every chance that City win a trophy this season. They've got a striker that's better than pretty much anyone in Europe at this moment in time. So yeah, they make the difference if they keep playing like they are. There's no reason why City can't. That guy Miles, do you think you're catching us? Can you see this Arsenal squad losing more than 5 games? They don't have to. They don't have to lose more than 5 games. No, they can draw. Just drawing's enough, and that's probably far more likely that is what will happen. I think you might lose big games. We've already seen you lose at Anfield. You probably should have lost against City. You were really poor against City at the Emirates. Draws can creep in on Arsenal. We've already seen that. It's entirely possible that draws will be Arsenal's downfall. Harvey Barnes, shocking. Big Dunk, Arsenal win the league easy. Stop kidding yourself, pal. I'm not kidding myself. I'm just saying. Listen, you're saying it like it's a foregone conclusion, and the reason you're saying is because you're an Everton fan. Of course you're going to say that because you're an Everton fan. You've been saying every year that the league is a foregone conclusion. We've won it twice in that time. Dominic Nash, do you think Liverpool will win the Premier League? No, I didn't think that before the season. I still don't think it. But I think you'd be silly to rule us out, put it that way. Very silly to rule us out. And Clarkey says, Arsenal can get more injuries and hope Manchester City take over them. Big Dunk waffling again. Hey, I'm waffling and you're still here. You're still here watching me. What does that say about you? You come and watch someone waffling. Shell, what are we saying? Sorry, Nick Knack, it's the game, it's the Prem, no easy games. That's very true. And Dr. Who Mania, how many of those games do you think Everton get points from? I think they drop points against Fulham at the weekend. I think they'll get a point out of that one. I think they lose away at Man United. I hope they beat United, personally. But I think they lose away at United. I think they lose at home to Newcastle. I think they lose at home away to Bournemouth. I think they draw at home to Forest. I think they lose away to Chelsea. They lose at home to Arsenal. So I think you might pick up maybe 2 points out of a possible 21 there. 2 to 3 points out of a possible 21. Taylor and that draw v carrier bag earlier was shit. Omar Aldretti, what was the goal like? It was a great header, fabulous header from Dan Burn, really, really good one. It was about 20 yards out, maybe just inside the penalty area, but it was right down the far end. Basically like a diving header, bounced off the far post. It was a really good header. Big dunk board, pal. We're not in the Champions League since Heysel. When you weren't in the Champions League before that, to be fair. You weren't in the Champions League before that. Heysel wasn't the reason you weren't in the Champions League. You've had plenty of time since then. Ah, what's he done? Has he missed that? Joe Linton's had a shocker. He's had an absolute shocker. Hey, Dunk, the reason you can't blame something 40 years ago for the reason you've been shite ever since. Absolutely dog meat ever since. 40 years, Chief. That's handball anyway, he wouldn't have got given that. Big Dunk, we was league champions, pal, get your facts straight. Yeah, so you weren't in Europe before it then. Nice one. There you go. Thanks for confirming. Your big European nights are in a competition that doesn't even exist anymore. Shell, I can't believe you just said 2 points out of 21 with a straight face. Hey, how many have you picked up in the last 8, Shell? Can you tell me that? How many you've picked up in the last 8? Taylor, take it easy, man. So Everton in their last 8 games have 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 6. You've got 6 points in your last 8, right? 6 points in your last 8. And of those last 8, you were playing teams like West Ham, Sunderland, Wolves. You know, teams who were right down the bottom end, or at least have just been promoted. So, forgive me for thinking, it's not really that ridiculous a thought process to think, well, if you go from playing Sunderland and West Ham and Wolves and you really struggle against them, actually you might struggle as well against an Arsenal, you know, a Chelsea, a Manchester United away, a Bournemouth away, a Newcastle. These are teams who actually can put Everton away. So, yeah, I think if you get any more than 2 to 4 points, and it's not been a bad run per se, but I do think Everton will be right down there come the end of the season. And I predicted that. I said that at the start of the year, so I'm at least intellectually consistent. I said that Moyes wouldn't be manager by the end of the season, and I got laughed at for that. Moyes won't be manager by the end of the season. Everton will be down maybe in the bottom 5. Maybe not. Maybe you won't go down, but you'll be in the bottom 5. Big Dunk, all you do is talk about us. I get asked about us. You say I get asked, all you do is talk about us. I get asked about us. I've just been asked. Do you think, how many points do you think Everton get? If I get asked, I've got to respond. Inter 1, Kairat 0. Callum, who do you think will win the championship? Well, on current form, I'd say probably Stoke. Stoke have got a great chance. And Nick Knack says, shows how far Brazil have fallen when Casemiro, Paquetá, Richarlison and Joe Linton still get in the team. Yeah, completely shifted, haven't they? Yeah, I'd say Callum, up to now, I think it's probably Stoke City. Anyone but Borough, as far as I'm concerned. Just anyone but Middlesbrough would be wonderful. Shell, you're a blue, really. I am in no way a blue. I think Coventry will do it. Hey, they're playing all right, Coventry, but they're just liable to a few little dodgy performances, aren't they? Like the one the other night against Wrexham. They've certainly got the ability to play really, really well, but I just feel like with Frank Lampard, there's a little bit of the Everton still in him. There's a little bit of the Ev still in him. Nick Nat, why not Borough? I'm not a fan of Borough. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Borough. I don't want Borough to come up. Wrexham Wrexham aren't coming in the Prem. Callum, it's Stoke v Coventry on Saturday. It's going to be a belter. Yeah, that'd be a great game, won't it? What time is that? Is that the early kickoff? Nick Nat, look at Cov's goal difference though. It's like 10 times everybody else. Points though. Points on the board, isn't it? Ultimately, points on the board. Alex, Sheffield Wednesday are definitely doomed. Why? Have they dropped points again? What's going on in the Championship? I've not seen the scores. Championship. Still 1-0. They're still winning tonight. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Norwich 0, QPR 0, Southampton 0, Preston 1, Swansea 0, Portsmouth 0, Wrexham 0. And Big Dunk misses must have bought you that, pal. Why? What makes you say that? What makes you say that? It's half time here. Swifty, a very strong goal difference usually shows a good side. Yeah, I mean, no, not necessarily. Some teams can stat pad, as we've seen with Arsenal. Stat padders. Alex, Norwich are shocking. Yeah, Norwich aren't great this season, are they? But I mean, Sheffield Wednesday aren't brilliant either, for what it's worth. Right, half time. There you go, reset. Jake, how did Joe Linton miss that? It was handball anyway. Yeah, it was a handball. Did you see Van der Ven's goal? I did, yes. Yeah, I was impressed. What we saying, Will? I didn't know your desk was electric. You're like James Bond with all the gadgets. It's only a standing desk. It's not special. What we saying, Jake? Was it? But still, if that was an handball, what a miss. Well, yeah. I mean, if it wasn't that, then it was still a pretty bad miss, wasn't it? Jane Eyes, as he's from Blythe, you will never beat Dan Burn. Do you know what? He's really good, Van der Ven, but he has wobbles. We saw it against Chelsea. There was a couple of moments against Chelsea where defensively tries to carry the ball out of defence, loses it, and then Chelsea score. So you can't you can't put too much stock in in that, I don't think, anyway. Right, half-time quiz. Half-time quiz is... I want you to tell me, given that we've got a fair few players in this Newcastle side who might well qualify for this, and there's certainly a few in Everton's side, I want you to tell me the top 10 Premier League goal scorers who never got an England cap. Top 10 Premier League goal scorers who never got an England cap. Go. Lewis, we're lucky to be ahead, but what a header for Burn. It was a great header, wasn't it? Yeah, really, really good goal. Alex Dewsbury Hall. No, Dewsbury Hall is absolutely not in this list. We're talking the top 10 Premier League goal scorers who never got an England cap. They have to be English. Top 10 English Premier League goal scorers who never got an England cap. Yeah, no, it's not Thierry Henry, I promise you. It's not Thierry Henry. Lewis, Kevin Nolan. Great shout. Kevin Nolan. Straight in from the quiz team. Yeah, good lad. Alex Macklin, it is Kevin Nolan, as said Lewis as well. Kevin Nolan, he got... I can't come 1 second, let me confirm exactly how many goals it was. 69 Premier League goals for Kevin Nolan and not a single England cap. Swifty, not Kevin Phillips. No, Kevin Phillips had a few England caps. As did Matt Le Tissier, Liam. Yeah, Matt Le Tissier did have a couple of England caps. Not sure how many, but he did certainly have an England cap. Yes, he got 8. Matt Le Tissier got 8 England caps. Any more for any more? Not Jamie Vardy. No, Jamie Vardy did get quite a few England caps. Dave Watson, yes. David Watson is correct. David Watson. Sorry, no, not David Watson. Apologies. I've given the game away now. Steve Watson was the correct answer. Steve Watson. Not David Watson. Steve Watson. Who does have a Newcastle link, of course, doesn't he, Steve Watson? He played for Villa, he played for Everton, he played for West Brom, he played for Newcastle, and he played for Sheffield Wednesday. So he got 30-something goals, never actually managed an England cap. He played right back, he played at midfield as well. D28, it's not David Nugent. David Nugent famously scored on his England debut. He's one of the few players to play one game and score one goal. Scored on his debut for it. I'm pretty sure it was against... Was it against Liechtenstein? I think it was Liechtenstein David Nugent scored against on his debut. Lewis, Marcus Stewart. No, not Marcus Stewart. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Let me check. Oh, yes, sorry. Marcus Stewart is correct. Yeah, number 6, Marcus Stewart. Excellent shout. Alex, Steve Bull. No, Steve Bull famously played for England. Another one who definitely played for England. Cole Palmer has definitely done it. Ian Wright definitely has. D28, what was the question for this? The question was, we're looking for English players who have the most Premier League goals without actually getting an England cap, basically. So we're looking for the top 10 English players with Premier League goals, enough Premier League goals that they qualify for this top 10 list without actually ever winning an England cap. So Jacob Murphy doesn't have enough goals. Jacob Murphy certainly is English. He certainly hasn't got an England cap, but he hasn't got enough goals to beat number 10 in this list. Shell, Kevin Campbell. There you go, there's number 1. Kevin Campbell is number 1. Kevin Campbell never got an England cap, played for Everton, played for Arsenal, played for Nottingham Forest, bounced around a little bit. But Kevin Campbell, number 1. Kevin Nolan, number 2. Steve Watson, number 3. Marcus Stewart, number 6. They are the ones you've got so far. There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left to get. I would say maybe if you're under 30, they're all Premier League era, by the way. But if you're under 30, you'll probably only remember maybe 2 or 3 of them. So maybe 3 are for the older, 3 are more like late 90s, early noughties, and 3 are kind of like last 10 years. So yeah, that's a little bit of a clue. Samoa Bob, Mark Noble. There you go. Mark Noble is one of those that's a little bit more recent. Mark Noble, plenty of goals for West Ham, but never ever actually got an England cap. That's correct. This is impossible. No, not Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon has got an England cap, of course. Jack Grealish also has an England cap. What are we saying? Who else? Dean Holdsworth. What a shout. And that is correct. Yes, Dean Holdsworth is absolutely correct. Bounced around a bit again himself. He played for Wimbledon, Bolton. Very good player, Dean Holdsworth. Not Brian Dean, Swifty. No, he did get an England cap. Brian Dean, famously scorer of the first ever Premier League goal. But no, Brian Dean is not correct. He got 3 England caps, I'm led to believe. Tyson Fury, no. D28, Steve Bruce, maybe. I'm almost certain that Steve Bruce does have England caps. He's not in the list, but that could be one that I've got wrong. But I don't think it is. I'm almost certain that Steve Bruce. He didn't. Hey, you might have caught me here. How many goals did Steve Bruce get? Let's see if he qualifies off the bottom of the list. I don't think he has. So someone said Rory Delap. Rory Delap got 23 goals, but he actually got 11 caps for Ireland. So no, wouldn't count. He's Irish. He was born in England though. Steve Bruce actually only ever got 6 goals in the Premier League, believe it or not. He got 6 in the Premier League. He got like 30 before the Premier League started. So Steve Bruce was kind of already on a little bit of the decline in terms of his career by the time the Premier League started. So, yeah, it doesn't qualify in terms of Premier League goals. Lewis, Dion Dublin, Chris Sutton, both got Premier League got England caps. Kevin Campbell we've already had. Steve Bruce doesn't count. Yeah, Steve Bruce, not enough goals to qualify. So number 10 in this list basically has more goals than the 6 that Steve Bruce... 6 Premier League goals is all Steve Bruce managed in his career. Steve Bruce... Oh, sorry, Lee Chapman. Someone said Lee Chapman. Lee Chapman got 0 England caps, so you're correct on that one, but he actually only ever got 18 Premier League goals, all for Leeds United from 92 to 94. He got many, many others, but it was all kind of Division 1 before the Premier League era. So, yeah, Lee Chapman, good shout, but doesn't qualify in terms of number of goals. You're naming plenty of players, all of whom have got England caps here. Scholes and Beckham. Mason Greenwood, yeah, he got one. Let me check the other place who we've got, who someone else has just put a shout in. 1 second, what are we missing? I think you've still got 5 left to get. Ashley Barnes, great shout. Yeah, Ashley Barnes is correct. Burnley, 25 goals I think he got, Ashley Barnes in total. So Ashley Barnes is correct, Mark Noble is correct, Marcus Stewart is correct, Dean Holdsworth, Steve Watson, Kevin Nolan, Kevin Campbell. You have got 1, 2, 3. Is that right? 3 left to get. 2, 3. Yeah, 3. You've got 3 left to get. So you've got 7 out of 10. You got 7 out of 10, and we're very, very near to kick-off. The 3 that you've got left to get, I'll give you the clue. There's only one of them that was playing in the 90s. I think the other 2 were all kind of like... In fact, you know what? You've got one that was 90s to about 2000. You've got one that was about 2000 to about 2010. And you've got one that was about 2010 to about 2017. Thereabouts. So that you've got a pretty even... One that's early, one that's middle, and one that's a little bit more recent. And I'm pretty confident 2 of these are now managers. 2 of these are now managers. Not Troy Deeney, no. And not Marlon Herwood. No, Marlon Herwood is also a good shout, but I'm pretty confident. 1 second. Oh, there's Haaland's goal. Haaland, an unbelievable finish. Oh, do you know what? I stand corrected. No, Marlon Herwood does get in the list. Marlon Herwood absolutely is correct. Yes. Not Marcus Bent. Not Frank Lampard. No. Chris Wood is from New Zealand, Swifty. Because this is the thing, there's a lot that are like moving in and out of the list. We're nearly at kickoff, so I'll tell you the answers, right? I'll tell you the answers. Here's the ones that you were missing. Number 10 was Ashley Barnes. These are, just to confirm before kickoff, right? We were looking for the top 10 Premier League all-time. Top 10 Premier League all-time. I don't know why I keep saying all-time. Top 10 Premier League players, English Premier League players, that never got an England cap in terms of goals, right? So, the top 10 goal scorers... Come on, Key. The top 10 English goal scorers in the Premier League that never received an England cap. There you go, we got it right in the end. The top 10 English goal scorers in the Premier League that never received an England cap. So, the answers were Ashley Barnes, number 10. Number 9 was Lee Bowyer. Right? Then there was Mark Noble, who you got. Carlton Cole, Marcus Stewart, Dean Holdsworth, Marlon Herwood, Steve Watson, Kevin Nolan, Kevin Campbell. There you go. Yeah, Andy Carroll got goals. Got goals. Be yourself, Dylan. Congrats on 4K followers on TikTok. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you to say. I would say congrats on 2.7 million, but it would feel a little bit silly coming from me. But congrats on 2.7 million followers. Samoa Bob says, Lee Bow, you're never getting a cap, is crazy. And Carlton Cole, I saw him score a hat-trick for the under-21s against Poland, I think it was. It's mad, isn't it? There's a lot of players who did so well at under-21 level, and they just never really took it on. Just never, ever really took it on. Ooh, unlucky. Shell, nearly 6k on it. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that it carries on anyway. I'm hoping that it carries on. We'll see. Samoa Bob, I didn't watch yesterday. Thoughts on the Liverpool game? We were brilliant. We were absolutely brilliant. If you get the chance to watch it back, or at least watch the highlights, definitely do. We were absolutely unreal. Great performance. Connor Bradley was unreal. Do you know what? There was a stat I wanted to share with Vinicius Jr. I think he lost the ball Connor Bradley dispossessed Vinicius Jr. 19 times in the game yesterday. Didn't get past him once. 19 times. That is absolutely outrageous, isn't it? Absolutely unreal. And Nick Nack says, I thought Real Madrid were pants. Shot. Oh! Newcastle starting very, very quick in the second half here. Stood up. Header. 2-0. 2-0. I told you he was starting quick. And they've gone in front very, very quick. And there you go. Joe Linton, great header. It was just stood up on the left-hand side from... Who is it who actually puts the cross in here? They're straight out the traps here, Newcastle. It's not even 46, it's 48, isn't it? And Sheffield Wednesday won, Norwich won as well. Who is it who puts the cross in here? Let's watch this back. Ooh, might be an offside. Might be an offside, possibly. Ball gets played across. Harvey Barnes with a strike. It's blocked. It comes back to Barnes. Oh, he does well. Stands it up. Dead easy. Joe Linton, unreal. Great finish. Great header. And Bradder says, were Newcastle the better team in the first half as well? I believe so. Yeah, I would say so. They were really not troubled at all. And be yourself, Dylan, can you believe that Erik ten Hag is a candidate for the Wolves job? Is he really? Is he actually? Some Bob, I watched the game, but not the stream. Ah, sorry, and Vinny was out of it. He was flopping and giving it away constantly. Yeah, he was all over the place. But that's good. That's very, very positive for Newcastle. Now 2-0 up. 1 second, let me update the score. Yeah, 2-0 now. Good play from Newcastle, albeit very, very poor from Bilbao at least. Nick Nack, surely Wolves can't be that desperate. Yeah, well, do you know what? Let me have a look. Let's have a look at the the managerial, the next manager odds for Wolves, because it does seem to have shifted, obviously, since Gary O'Neill pulled out of the running. It does feel like it's kind of opened up a little bit again. So as it stands currently, the top five are Rob Edwards, firm favourite. Erik ten Hag is around about 3-1. Robbie Keane is also at about 3-1 from Ferencváros. Robbie Keane having a really, really good time of it in Hungary. Not sure how eager he would be to swap the Champions League for the Premier League, albeit he is an ex-Wolves player, isn't he, Robbie Keane? He might be well received there. Might he be? I don't know. Robbie Keane bounced around a little bit. He played for Wolves, but he also played for Coventry, East Midlands. He also played for I'm sure he played for Villa in the end, didn't he? I'm sure, did he not have a spell at Villa before he finished? So he kind of bounced around a little bit, and it might well be that Robbie Keane, I don't know, has he burned his bridges at Wolves? I don't know. But Rob Edwards, Erik ten Hag, Robbie Keane, and then you've got Rui Vitória and Rui Borges. There's always some rogue Portuguese candidates in there from Wolves because of their link with Portuguese agents and all that sort of thing. So Rui Vitória is currently the manager of Panathinaikos, and Rui Borges is currently the manager of Sporting Lisbon. He took over from Amorim in the summer, and they're not doing brilliant. Rui Borges is not doing absolutely brilliant, so I wouldn't have been all that surprised anyway if Wolves went with a Premier League manager, a seasoned Premier League manager like Gary O'Neill. I'm not surprised they went with him over corner to Newcastle. Not surprised they looked at him or looked at Rob Edwards before, a Rui Borges, Rui Vitória type of signing. Swifty, didn't he come through at Wolves? I don't know, actually. Where did Robbie Keane come through? I always get that confused. I always tend to think he came through at Coventry, but I could be wrong. I always imagine him playing for Coventry and being really, really young. No, you're right. Yeah, Wolves. 1996 he signed for Wolves at 16 years of age. From Crumlin United. Yeah, so he started at Wolves, then moved to Coventry, and then immediately moved to Inter Milan. He only had 1 year at Cov. And he only had 1 year at Leeds. It's deceptive, that, isn't it? It's always confusing, that. When you look at Robbie Keane's career, you think, I'm pretty sure he was there for longer than he was. But no, 1 year at Coventry, 1 year at Inter, 1 year at Leeds, 1 year at Liverpool, less than a year at Celtic, less than a year at West Ham, less than a year at Villa, less than a year at ATK, wherever that is. And he was at LA Galaxy for... But LA Galaxy and Spurs are the only clubs that he ever really stayed at. The Legend FK says, to be honest, who could Wolves go for? Ten Hag has no charisma, but who could they get? I genuinely, I thought at the start Carlos Corberán was the name that stood out to me. I'm surprised they've not gone for him. He would be the one that would make a lot of sense to me. He's worked in England before, he's done well. He would be the type of signing that would thrive, in my opinion. Ben need Wrexham and Marseille to grab winners for 700 quid. Nice. And Nick-Nack, even Rob Edwards seems like a massive gamble. Robbie Keane, probably the best option. He has done really, really well for Ferencvaros, hasn't he? Nick-Nack, such a good player. Mad how he bounced around so much. And Samoa Bob, not even a whole year at Liverpool. He's the best player the MLS has ever had. Really? You go that far? That's a good question, actually. That should have been the quiz we done. You know, what's the best MLS players? The very best MLS players. See, I tend to think back to when like Carlos Valderrama and players like that. And what was his name? The fella who came to Everton, Joe Max Moore. Keane had the best celebration. Certainly an iconic one. David Villa, David Villa was great, wasn't he? Bradley Wright Phillips. The Legend FK, that was some season for us, Liverpool, in 08-09. If only we'd have won something then. We was very good, but we was better the season before. 07-08 was our season, in my opinion. That was the season when we were really close to winning it. Oh, we could have done a lot better with it anyway. D28, Landon Donovan, Liam Manning, Luke Ayling done it last night and tried to. Ibrahimovic too, yeah. Samoa Bob, I watched every game he played in LA. He was sensational. And Chimey, Alphonso Davis was the best MLS export. Hey, that's even better. What about Giovinco? Isn't Giovinco, or didn't Giovinco do very well? Giovinco was good in the MLS for a long while, wasn't he? Been a lot of players who've gone to the MLS like before their time. It used to be a league where people went, and a bit like Saudi, I guess. You know, you go there when your career's kind of towards the end. City 3-0, Foden again, and QPR 0, Southampton 2. Hey, Southampton. Southampton on the rise. They've sacked Will Still, and now they're flying back up the league. Who is it who scored it? Cienza. Cienza with the goal for Southampton. Put the Saints back in front. Woking 1, Southend 0. Come on, Southend. You're having a shocker. The Legend FK, love that white kit behind you. And which one? I've got two. Next to the green one. Oh, this one. Yeah. To be honest, they're both very nice. They're both about the same, but that one is like 2007, and that one is about 2003, I think. That was like Harry Kewell era. That was Torres era. Knick-knack, wow, Southampton are actually winning, still time to throw it away. Kairata level against Inter. Oh, there was value at the bookies with them, you know, tonight. If you backed Kairat to get anything at all at the San Siro. And the Kazakhstanis could be coming away from Milan with a point. Yeah, Torres and Alonso, great times, weren't they? Blake, Carlsberg, and O2, best sponsors on a shirt. I always think back to Everton's 1-1. Remember 1-1? Owen 2-0, get in. Yeah, they've played well, Newcastle. Fully deserved it, but it's been a pretty poor performance. It's been abject from Bilbao. They're playing very, very poorly. But it's still, you've got to give credit where it's due. Newcastle have done well. The legend FK Alonso has always stood out for me due to his intelligence and reading of the match. Problem with Alonso was he just had about 18 months. He had some unbelievable seasons for us, but he had, just before Benitez decided to sell him, he had about 18 months where he was crap. And I mean crap. A bit like Alexis McAllister. Xabi Alonso's Liverpool career is very much similar to Alexis McAllister's. Like, comes in, looks unbelievable, looks world class, you know, dictating play, nicking goals, spreading the play, all that. Alexis McAllister's been brilliant for us, but then he's just had this little, like, the start to this season. Oh, he's been awful. Like, so bad. And Xabi Alonso had that for about 18 months with us. And after a while, Benitez was like, if I'm going to win a title here, I need to sell you. Or I at least need to get some better players, because you're not it. And he wanted to go and get Gareth Barry, and that's when Xabi Alonso lost his head. And we sold him to Real Madrid, and he became really, really good again. Samo Bob, we got Xabi Alonso, Momo Sissoko, Gelado, Mascherano. Yeah, I love it. Bit of a goal drought tonight in the Champions League. Certainly more than we thought. I thought there'd be goals in the Inter-Kairat game. And Barcelona still losing, aren't they, by the way, in Bruges? That's the big news. How are we missing that? QPR have got one back against Southampton, knick-knack. What's going on in the Champions League? Let's just see. So, Champions League, Galatasaray have got a goal against Ajax. They've scored at the Johan Cruyff Stadium, and Barcelona have just equalised against Club Brugge. I asked, and they delivered. Barcelona 2-2 now with half an hour to go. Benfica and Leverkusen still 0-0. Marseille Atalanta still 0-0. Oh, I could do with Marseille and Atalanta getting a goal, or at least just any goal in that game. Bryn Roberts, Haaland, born in Leeds. Oh, what could have been. Yeah, hey, you could have done him with him playing for England. Imagine him playing up front about now. Probably could win something. Although I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered anyway. Quite frankly, I'm delighted that England aren't winning anything anyway. Knick-knack, no easy away games in the Champions League. Oh, that's such a myth. That is such a myth. Kane and Haaland together. You just know we'd screw that up, though. We screwed up Gerrard, Scholes and Lampard in the midfield. If we screwed that up, imagine what we'd do with having Haaland and Kane together. We'd probably try and play one as a left winger. Yeah, Harry Kane, you've got to play it, left wing to accommodate Haaland. Samo Bob got 2 upsets on the early games, and I've legitimately never heard of Paris FC. Paris FC, I believe, they're only over the road, aren't they, from PSG? And I don't mean that in the, metaphorical sense. I'm pretty sure their stadium is, literally next door to the Parc des Princes, isn't it? The Stade Jean Boun. Yeah, it's located across the street from the Parc des Princes. Literally, it's like Dundee. It's like Tannadice. Dundee United. It's like Dundee and Dundee United. Right next to each other. Literally right next to each other. It's also the home of the rugby union team Stade Francais. And it was opened in 1925 after the Olympics. But Paris FC was founded in 1972. After the club split from Paris Saint-Germain. They split from Paris Saint-Germain. Right. They founded in 1969, but split in 1972. So they've only actually been going since 72, Paris FC. There you go, we got a little bit of a history lesson. Paphos. Oh, you meant Paphos. Ah. Yeah, well, we got a history lesson on a team that you didn't even mention there. But Paphos is a beautiful place. Although the Cypriots don't really like us Brits. If you look into the history of Paphos. Oh, Club Brugge 3, Barcelona 2. We're witnessing an all-timer. We are literally witnessing an all-time classic in that Club Brugge Barcelona game. 3-2. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Benfica 0, Leverkusen 1, and the legend FK84. Who have you got for Champions League this season? Liverpool, mate. Swifty, Kane could easily play as a 10. He's good at that. And remember Titi Kamara? I do, yes. Absolutely. Farnborough 1, Torquay 3. And Blake Griffin says, tell you what, England have got a centre-forward issue after Kane retires. You're joking me. Liam Delap. Bruges do score goals at home. I didn't think they'd get 3, though. I certainly didn't think they'd get 3. Brothers, I like the story of Paris FC getting back into the French top tier. Yeah, I like any team when they've spent a long while out of it and they get back in. It's always nice, isn't it? Shell, come on, Barca. What is happening in this Bruges game? I'm just praying that Barca can turn it round because I've got Barca to win on, like, everything. Barca don't win. All bets down. Preston 2, Swansea 1. And Barcelona's high line is shocking. Well, Carlos Forbes, ex-Wolves player, by the way, Carlos Forbes is running riot in Bruges tonight. And Barcelona 3-2 down against Club Bruges. Just goes to show, doesn't it? We were talking about it earlier. Rangers, maybe they're not that bad after all. They got battered twice, or was it 3 times, by Club Bruges this season. They've missed an absolute sitter, the Belgians too. And the legend FK says Bayern if fielding a full strength side are my pick to win the Champions League. I think the defence is a problem for Bayern. Samoa Bob says La Liga in the mud this Champions League window. Yeah, it's certainly not been a good week for Champions League in Spain. Obviously Villarreal getting beat, Bilbao getting beat. Atletico Madrid did win last night, though, didn't they, against Union Saint-Gilloise? Be yourself, Dylan Kane said he might go to Barca in the summer. I can imagine that happening, yeah, because Lewandowski has already talked about kind of maybe he goes to Saudi, maybe he goes to the MLS. You know, it looks like he's already got the next stage of his career planned out. And what a top player he's been, by the way. Robert Lewandowski. Wow. Nick Nack says, Club Brugge made Monaco look like absolute garbage when they played them. I mean, they made Rangers look like a part-time pub team. They were shocking. Bilbao run it straight out of play. This has been a terrible game. It's been a really poor game. Right, just for the giggle, this isn't really a quiz. This isn't really a quiz per se, but I was thinking about maybe we do this in a slightly different way. Let's try and make the best Premier League 11 that we possibly can make with. We'll do it alphabetically, right? So I want. Let's go goalkeeper to strikers. We'll play 4-4-2, right? So I want a left back, a right back, 2 centre backs, a goalkeeper, a left mid, a right mid, 2 centre mids, and 2 strikers, and we'll do it alphabetically, right? So all A's. Give me your best Premier League team, all A's. Has to start with the letter A. Not first name, has to be surname. But I think we can probably class Alisson. I think Alisson's what's on his shirt. So maybe we do that. Maybe we say what's on his shirt. A is Alisson. Let's start with A is Alisson. Swifty, Tony Adams. Yeah, Tony Adams. I think you'd have to put in there. Give me another. Let's go. Let's go position by position. Let's not jump ahead. Let's go position by position. Right back. The best right back you can think of in the Premier League era whose surname started with A. Anyone? Alonso. Well, you could have Marcos Alonso. He's a left back. He might be a good option for left. The best Premier League right back I can think of that's his name starting A. Azpilicueta. That'd be a good shout, wouldn't it? Cesar Azpilicueta. Oh, yeah, Alexander Arnold. I think we've got that wrong, haven't we? Yeah. Oh, how did I get that wrong? We talked about him last night. Trent Alexander-Arnold, great shout. Yes. Trent Alexander-Arnold, let's do that. Azpilicueta would have been a good one too, though. Centre-backs. Tony Adams, we've got. Any other centre-backs? There's quite a few. There's got to be a few with A. Agger? Daniel Agger? Daniel Agger, maybe? Is there a better one than Daniel Agger? Toby Alderweireld. Alderweireld or Agger. that's the best I can manage, to be honest. Azpilicueta is better than Trent, if you ask me, says Samo Bob. I like that. Okay, fine. Let's go on to left side. What about left side? Oh, it's a pen, ref. Is it a pen? Oh, nearly a pen to Newcastle. Left side, we've already got Marcos Alonso. Any better shouts than Marcos Alonso at left back? My immediate focus is Liverpool, I've got to be honest. So I'm starting to think of left backs that Liverpool have had beginning with A. Fabio Aurelio. Cole Ashley. Yeah, Cole Ashley would count. Fabio Aurelio. What do we think? Aurelio or Alonso? I think Fabio Aurelio was better than Alonso. Fabio Aurelio. Penalty to Bruges. Jesus Christ. What is life, honestly? The only other one I can think of left back is Max Aarons, who played for Norwich. Yeah, Alonso, Marcos Alonso, or Fabio Aurelio. I would have said Fabio Aurelio, but fine. We'll go with either one of them. Julio Arca is not a bad shout, yeah. Okay, let's go to right midfield. Give me. Oh, we'll do both. Right and left wing. Give me some wingers. Give me some wingers whose surname began with A. Premier League all-time wingers whose surname began with A. Arshavin. I mean, it's not all-timer, but he's I'm struggling. I mean, to be honest, we've already got a centre mid. If we're having Marcos Alonso at left mid, we've definitely got to have Xabi Alonso. We've got to have Xabi Alonso, haven't we, at centre mid? Anthony. John Arna Risa, but ignore the Risa part. Ayew, yeah, Ayew's not a bad shout. Wouldn't he be more of a centre forward, maybe? Ayew? I don't know, maybe you could count him. He might be an emergency one. Darren Ambrose, Darren Anderton. Darren Anderton's an excellent shout, yeah. Darren Anderton, Arshavin, Ayew. Any advance on them? I'm struggling. Oh, big strike there. Good save from Pope. Who was it? Serrano, I think it was. Almiron, Albrighton. Nah, they're not getting in an all-time A11. All-time A11 for the Premier League. I'm not putting Almiron or Albrighton in. Anderton I can live with. Xabi Alonso. Arshavin. Arteta. What about Mikel Arteta? There's nobody better than Mikel Arteta. He's the best little Spaniard we know. Hey, that could be a good shout. Mark Albrighton won the Premier League. Oh, don't give us that. Don't give us that. Jimmy Traore's won the Champions League. He's still crap. Striker one is fairly easy. Sergio Aguero. Agreed. Yeah, let's go on to strikers. Aguero. Someone's already said Anelka. Alright, okay, alright, fine, right? Let's go on then. Let's go on to B. Let's go on to B. We're not going to be able to get through the whole alphabet, but let's go on to B for now. We'll continue this tomorrow on Friday's stream. We'll see how far we get though. But B. B. Goalkeepers beginning with B. That's a pretty good centre forward though. Anelka and Aguero. B. B. The only one that I'm immediately thinking of is Fabian Barthez. World Cup winner though. World Cup winner, he could work. What about Fabian Barthez? Adebayor. Aubameyang. Yeah, great shout. B. Give me a B. I'll have a B, please, Bob. Yeah, Barthez is probably the only one that I can think of, Liam. I agree. Premier League goalkeepers beginning with B. Surname beginning with B. Oh, this is tough. Barthez is literally it. I think we're struggling. Oh, we'll take that. We'll take Barthez for now. We'll come back. If we can find one better, we'll revisit it, right? B, right backs. Bellerin. Hector Bellerin. I'm going, my mind works through, I'm going through like Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, Spurs, United players. That's my process. Dave Besant. Besant's probably better than Barthez, isn't he? Swifty, Baines for left back. I think that's all sorted for left back. So yeah, Baines is a great shout. Bellerin. We need centre backs. Centre backs. Phil Babb. Phil Babb was once the most expensive centre back in the Premier League, believe it or not. Yeah. Liverpool signed him from Coventry City. Once the most expensive centre back in the Prem. Samoa Bob, Alisson, Becker. See, I think I would have counted A for Alisson in the first one, but we'll revisit that. We'll leave that to the jury to decide. Liam Manning, Titus Bramble and Babb. I'm not convinced we can have Bramble and Babb as the two starting centre backs in an all-timer 11. One sliding into the post and one's just sliding all over the pitch. Steve Bruce is a very good centre back. Who else? Man United. Eric Bailly? Does he count? He was pretty crap as well. Did Newcastle have any Bs? Boomsong. He was crap. Honestly, what is it with Newcastle having crap centre-backs named B? Bramble, Boomsong. All pretty crap, aren't they? Okay. Fine. Dan Burn, Branthwaite, Steve Bruce. Was Steve Bruce pre-Premier League? No. Steve Bruce got 6 Premier League goals. We were talking about him earlier. No, I think Steve Bruce does count. Wes Brown and Henning Berg, they are great shouts. I think Wes Brown would go right back over Bellerin. So I would put Brown at right back. I'd put Berg at centre back. And Steve Bruce at centre back with Henning Berg. And left backs, yeah, Baines. 3-3 Barcelona, Lamine Yamal. Right, midfielders. We need wingers. We need wingers beginning with B. Wingers beginning with B. Lisha, what's this you're building? We are building a Premier League all-time 11, A to Z, but the players all have to start with the same letter. So we're literally going through each letter of the alphabet and doing an 11, but all the surnames have to start with that. So, for example, we had Alisson for the goalkeeper. Then we had Azpilicueta. We had Agger. We had Alonso, we had Arteta, we had Anelka and Aguero up front. We're now doing B, and we're currently looking for wingers beginning with B. Premier League all-time wingers beginning with B. Name me the best B. Oh, Newcastle, unlucky, cleared away. B. Come on. Come on, Kieran. Wake yourself up. B. Nick Barmby, great shout. Yossi Benayoun. What about Yossi Benayoun? Oh, Gareth Bale. I can't believe I've absolutely shamed myself. I've said to even mention Yossi Benayoun, and we've got Gareth Bale as an option. And Beckham. Oh, well, there you go. That's it, innit? It's Beckham on the right. It's Bale on the left. Job done. And then we need two centre mids. Gareth Barry, all-time Premier League appearance holder. Good shout. Nicky Butt. Michael Ballack. What about Ballack? He was a great player. Beckham and Bale on the wings is unreal. And then we're going into the centre forwards. Bergkamp, yeah, good shout. Berbatov. Bergkamp and Berbatov. Imagine that for a centre forward pair. That would be the cutest centre forward pair ever. In terms of like little flicks and touches round the corner. Oh, I'd love to see that as a pairing. Berbatov and Bergkamp at the peak. Unreal. Love that. Okay. Yeah, Barry and Ballack, I like that. Berbatov and Bergkamp. I'm not sure we can get better than B. Not sure we can get better than Bergkamp and Berbatov as centre forwards, can we? Swifty, Peter Beardsley. Peter Beardsley, of course. Beardsley. Celestine Babayaro. Yes, great shout. Jamie Weir, football magicians. They were unreal, weren't they? Right, so we've done B. Let's move on to C. We've got 10 minutes left. Let's see how far through the alphabet we can actually get here. C, goalkeeper. Oh, Czech. Easy. Petr Cech. That was dead easy. Right back. Right back beginning with C. Oh, 40 grand. 40 grand, Seamus Coleman. 40 grand. Was it 40 grand or was it 50 grand? How much was he? You'd have to say Seamus Coleman, right back. Sol Campbell is a very good shout, yeah. You've got Ashley Cole. This is already looking like a pretty decent defence. And yeah, you got Cech in goal. Sol Campbell, Cole, Carvalho. Sol Campbell, Ricardo Carvalho, Ashley Cole, Seamus Coleman, Petr Cech. This is up there. I like it. This is already starting well. Wingers. Beginning with C. Could we have Joe Cole at his peak on the left-hand side, maybe? Joe Cole. Oh, he's right-sided, wasn't he, Joe Cole, more than anything? C. Carragher would have been good, yeah, Clichy, but I'm not sure either of them beat Campbell and Carvalho. Or Cancelo, to be honest. C. Coutinho. Philip Coutinho. He has to go in there. I'd put Coutinho on the left. Joe Cole maybe on the right. And then you've got two centre mids. Who's your centre mids? All-time Premier League centre mids beginning with C. Cucurella. Tim Cahill. Yeah, Samoa Bob. Tim Cahill. Get some Australian representation. Tim Cahill was a good centre mid. I can deal with that. Carrick? Oh, there you go. Just as you said it there. Good lad. Be yourself, Dylan. Correct. I like that. Carrick's a great shout. Maybe Carrick and Tim Cahill in the middle. Coutinho off the left. Joe Cole off the right. That's some midfield. Centre forwards. Swifty, Caicedo better than Cahill. Yeah, maybe Caicedo. But Caicedo and Carrick, is that not a bit too defensive? Caicedo and Cahill, maybe. Caicedo, maybe. Up to now, he could go in. But he's still very junior in his career, I think. You can't give him two just yet. Andy Cole, I think, is a very good shout. Chicharito. Chicharito. I mean, his name was Hernandez. You can't really give it Chicharito. Carlton Cole, Crouchy. C. He's got to be better than frigging Carlton Cole. Cantona. Yes, Swifty. Cantona and Cole. Now, that's not a bad shout. AC might be winning so far. I think based off A, B and C, if we were to look at the 3 teams we put together, I think C's winning. I think C's winning there. Doctor Who Mania, Cristiano Ronaldo. No, that one's... We're saving Cristiano Ronaldo for R. Cristiano Ronaldo's going to be on the right side of the R, I'm pretty confident. Andy Carroll, no chance. Right, let's go on to D. Let's get the D. Let's get the D going. D. Goalkeeper beginning with D. Crespo would have been a good shout, yeah. But in his Premier League career certainly wasn't that of Cantona's, was he? I think Cantona was era-defining. And Andy Cole was just unreal. Bradders, David De Gea, yes. Good shout. Right back, beginning with D. Again, I'm struggling. Right back beginning with D. Premier League. We're building a Premier League all-time 11, but they all have to begin with the letter D. Okay? All players surname has to begin with the letter D. So we've got De Gea in goal. The best player you can think of, right back, beginning with D. Van der Sar. D. A right back for D is very difficult. Dallo is a good shout, Jamie. Richard Dunn is also not a bad shout. Yeah, Dallo's good. Other D centre-backs, can we think of other Ds? Doherty, yeah, not bad. Are we okay putting him in an all-timer 11? I mean, if that's all we can manage, that's all we can manage. But we have just literally had a back 5 of Cech, Campbell, Carvalho, Ashley Cole. Like, I feel mad that on the D we're actually talking about a back 5 with Dallo, Richard Dunn, Doherty. It's getting a little bit. The legend FK. No, Irwin would be I. Come on, Dennis Irwin would be an I. Swifty, Desailly, Marcel Desailly. Martin Desailly. That was his younger brother, that Martin. Their kid. Marcel Desailly. Yeah, good shout. Any other D's? There's got to be more D's. Like, you think of like D's, such a popular, common letter. I'm sure we've got other centre backs beginning with D. Demichelis. What about Demichelis? Yeah, Demichelis maybe. Lee Dixon right back, I'd say. Yeah, Lee Dixon's better than Dallo, isn't he? Yeah, let's go Lee Dixon. Wasn't Lee Dixon left back? You've got me confused now. Wasn't Lee Dixon left back and Nigel Winterburn was right? I'm confused. I'm very confused. Van Dijk would be V, Jake. Winterburn left back, Dixon right back. Mate, yeah, sorry. I always get them two mixed up. Strike! Oh, good save from Pope. Nearly Bilbao pulling one back there. Okay, so we've got Desailly, Richard Dunn, Demichelis maybe. Dixon on the right, left back. Who did we say for left back? Someone gave me a left back earlier. Luca Dean. Luca Dean wouldn't be a bad shout for left back. Any others? Any more? Sean Dyche. Michael Dawson. Deschamps for holding midfielder would be a good shout. Stop getting so far ahead. Kieran Dyer. No, I'd be scrapping with everyone. Can't have Kieran Dyer. Left back beginning with D. Dossena. Liverpool's Andrea Dossena. Scores at Old Trafford, scores against Real Madrid. Maybe Andrea Dossena is the best left back after Luca Dean. Right, so into midfield. Someone wanted Deschamps. Okay, so De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne. You have to get De Bruyne in there. That's a good one for D. Any other Ds we can think of? Dembele. Yeah, do you know what? A lot of people talk about Moussa Dembele being one of the best ever centre mids in the Premier League. Really underrated. Moussa Dembele could be a good shout. De Bruyne, Dembele in the middle. But then that gets rid of Deschamps. Any others? Wingers. Let's look at some wingers beginning with D. Premier League wingers beginning with D. Deco. Yeah, I don't think you can get away with Deco. Deco was kind of a number 10, wasn't he? And I don't think he gets in over either of them two. Duff. Damien Duff would be a good shout. Di Maria. What about Di Maria for United? Or Di Canio. Di Canio. Paolo Di Canio. Put him on the left. Paolo Di Canio on the left. Di Maria on the right. Or switch him over. Danny Drinkwater. Lasana Diarra. T. Key Thomas at striker. So D, yeah, Dosena, Di Maria, Dembele, De Bruyne, Di Canio. Centre forwards. Drogba, someone's just suggested. I think that's a good shout. Any other Ds? Any more from YouTube and Twitch? Memphis Depay. I'm not sure about Memphis Depay. I'm not sure he gets in ahead of them. I think I'd put Di Canio and Di Maria and De Bruyne and those out on the wing before Depay. Or at centre forward. Drogba. Defoe. Jermaine Defoe. Very good shout. Dion Dublin too. So we're missing out on some big players. But if you can only pick them 11. I mean, admittedly, we're making the rules up as we go along here, but... so there's D. Should we try... Let's try E before injury time's up, because we're nearly at injury time. How many minutes have we got added on here? He's just about to put it up. 5 minutes, right? We've got 5 minutes, and we're against the clock now. Right, we're against the clock. We've got 5 minutes to get E. E. Goalkeepers, E. Premier League goalkeepers, beginning with E. Let's go. Barca have lost 4-3. Whoa, what a night. Club Brugge have done it in the 92nd minute. Romeo Vermont. The legend FK. This is getting tough. I can't keep up. Edison, yeah, I think Edison's probably the best we're going to get for E. E is going to be super tough. Edison, E for right back. Right back beginning with E. E. Abue. That's got to count. Emmanuel Abue. Johnny Evans, great shout. Emerson would also be a very good shout. What about Evra though? Evra, even better shout. Evra's got to go in at left back, surely. Evra, Evans, Abue. Edison in goal. I'm fine with that. We need a centre back. Give me another centre back. El Mohammadi, Estupinan. Echiog. Yes, Ugo Echiog's great shout. I like that. Right, midfield. Essien. That's the one non-negotiable as far as I'm concerned. You've got to put Essien in midfield. Any more for any more? We need midfielders. Midfielders beginning with E. Oh no, Club Brugge 3, Barcelona 3. Eze's not a bad shout. Yeah, Eze could work. Maybe put Eze on the left. Essien. Ericsson? What about Ericsson? Christian Ericsson? Maybe it's Ericsson and Essien in midfield. That's not a bad little central midfield pairing, is it? Ericsson and Essien. Right mids. Any more wingers? Give me some wingers beginning with E. Premier League all-time wingers beginning with E. E. Emerson for Middlesbrough. Wasn't he a centre mid? Sure he was a centre mid. We've got Eze. We could have Eze. El Yunusi. Yes. Eagles, Ilanga, Harvey Elliott. Brett Emerton. Brett Emerton was a decent player, you know. Brett Emerton was a really good player for Blackburn. He was okay. I'm not sure I'd put Harvey Elliott in there just yet. Ilanga's, again, probably in the same bracket. You know, let's stick with... Oh, well, whatever. Harvey Elliott, Brett Emerton, El Yunusi. We're running out of good wingers. But we've got plenty of good midfielders, Essien and Ericsson. What about strikers then? Let's go on to strikers. Centre forwards beginning with E. We've got 90 seconds left of the game. 90 seconds left. Samuel Eto'o. Played for Chelsea, played for Everton. One of the best of all time, albeit he was done by the time he actually got to the Premier League. Earnshaw. The one from Bournemouth. El Krupi, is it? Yeah, we could maybe get away with him. Earnshaw's not a bad shout. Any other E centre forwards? Robert Earnshaw, we're getting desperate now. Isn't Robert Earnshaw the only player to score a hat-trick in every division? Sure I read that. Evan Ilson. Yeah, Evan Ilson's probably better than Earnshaw. Again, it feels like such a... That's still like quite a common... Like, I thought if we was going to struggle on one, it would be like an X or a Y or a Z or something like that, not an E. But, yeah, we probably are struggling in terms of... Ekitike! Yay, Ekitike! Yeah, Hugo Ekitike's got to go in there. Eto'o and Ekitike. And Ekitike's of Cameroonian descent as well, isn't he? We've got a Cameroonian connection as part of our centre-forward line there now. All right, well, listen, we'll start off. We'll do this tomorrow. We'll continue this tomorrow. We've got Watford against Bristol City tomorrow. That's our game tomorrow night. We're watching the Championship tomorrow. So if you haven't yet, make sure you followed. Make sure you've subscribed. This game's finished. Newcastle 2, Bilbao 0. It's been a pretty drab and dull game, to be honest. Newcastle have won quite comfortably. It was a poor performance from Bilbao. Ikoku was useful, yes. Wasn't Ikoku the player that Bobby Robson wanted to sign instead of Carl Court? I'm sure that's another one. Bobby Robson said, go and get me the lad from Wimbledon. Go and get me the lad who plays up front from Wimbledon. And they ended up going getting Carl Court. Sure, that's the famous football folklore anyway. How true that is, we don't know. We have this Man City to face on the weekend. Hey, listen, they have us to face just as much. But tomorrow, let's go and do F. Let's do F tomorrow, and we'll work our way forward at different points through the game. But listen, enjoy your evening, enjoy your bonfire nights. I mean, you've spent most of it with me now. I hope you're not letting fireworks off at this time. 10 o'clock. Shocking. But hopefully you've had a nice night, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take it easy. Lots of love.